Hi guys, my name's George, also known as Mad Max to you on the Vogue and visionriders.com, and I'm here today to show you how to do an installation of the Digital Dawg on your Victory Vision. It's a very simple install. This is not the total keyless system. This is simply the hands-free security system. I chose that because of the cheaper price, the hands-free security aspect, and the fact that my key does not look like a key. So if I leave the key in my ignition, most people won't even notice. And if they do and try to start my bike, it won't work anyhow, so who cares? Here's a picture of my key. Doesn't much look like a key. Alright, so here we go, guys. Digital Dawg. First thing we need to do is start our motorcycle, make sure it starts correctly. The second thing we need to do is to raise the windshield to the maximum height to get access to the fuse box. Once that's done, come around to your motorcycle and we need to remove that top valance. If you've never done it, you do it by simply grabbing here with both hands and pulling up. There's a couple of grommets here that will kind of pop off. Do it to the other side, pop those up, and then there's two tabs right here. Simply lift and pivot back, and it comes right off. Set that aside. Just as an FYI, here's a picture of the two grommets that your valance snaps into on both sides, and the two tabs down here at the bottom. Alright, once that's done, we need to remove this little piece right here to get access to our fuse box. Now my little pop-up fasteners have already been popped up. It's simple to do. Take a flathead screwdriver and go underneath. There's a little slot there for them, and just pop those puppies right up. They pop up just like that. Once that's done, I usually just push them up from the bottom about halfway and then grab and stick them in my pocket. Make sure you put them somewhere safe. We don't need to lose these. Once that's done, pull towards you and it just snaps right out. You can see there's two little tabs at the top that go into two little slots correspondingly. Set that piece aside. Next, we have to take off the fuse box cover. Note that we are going to use the, let's see if I can get you a good picture. Probably not. Oh, there we go. We're going to use the fuel pump ignition coil relay. Now, if you haven't taken the fuse box off before, it's fairly simple. There's a little fastener on each side, a little spring fastener. I just kind of put my finger and thumb in there, push down a little bit, which releases the fasteners, and pull up. It comes right out. Alright, now we have our fuse box. My Digital Dawg harness is already installed, and I'm too lazy to take it out and redo it again. You are going to use the 1, 2, third relay. They look exactly like the first two here. You're going to take that third one out. In order to do that, I had to remove this little 15 amp relay. Take some pliers, just simple pliers, and very gently but firmly pull and wiggle. It's a pretty good tug, guys, so don't be afraid to pull. Once you've done that, the next thing to do is to install your Digital Dawg harness, and then the most important step, you find my little card, is to check the polarity of your plug. You should have gotten a little card or a little manual or a piece of paper that tells you how to do this. You need either one of the electrical pen lights or a multimeter. I use a multimeter, and you want to make sure that this part of the plug, that this receptacle is hot. In other words, with a multimeter, you want to get 12 volts on this with your ignition on. With a pen light thing, you want to stick it in there and have it light up to show that you got 12 volts right here. Okay? If you don't have 12 volts here, simply pull your harness out, flip it 180, and try it again. Once you get power there, you know you're good to go. Then it's simply a matter of sticking the relay into this harness. It only goes on one way, guys, and you're done. Once you've accomplished that, the next thing to do, quite frankly, is to make sure it all works before you put it back together. So, take your key fob, stick it in your pocket, walk to your bike, turn it on, and it should start with no problem. Once you've done that, take your key fob, walk 30 feet away, set your key fob down, walk back to your bike, wait 30 seconds, and try it again. Your bike should not start. Go back, pick up your key fob, walk back to your motorcycle. As soon as you get back, start it again. It should fire right up. Ain't it great? Alright, once you've confirmed that everything's working, it's time to find out how we're going to button all this up. The most important part is where to hang this relay, because it's not going to fit in the box with the other relays. So my first thought was to put it, let's see if I need a little more light here. Hang on a second, guys. My first thought was to put it right here, right there on the aluminum piece coming out. And I did that. You can see I put some, it's not Velcro, it is Scotch heavy-duty fasteners, much better than Velcro, and I put it right there. Once I did that, hung my relay on there, I realized it was exposed to the elements, and not being too sure of how waterproof this thing is, I decided to relocate it, and I ended up deciding to put it on the other side of this right here. Okay, it is right where my light is focused on the other side. So what I did is I put both pieces of this Velcro-like tape, I stuck it onto the relay, uncovered the sticky side that goes on this piece, took my hand, put it in there, and just slapped it on. Held it for a few seconds to make sure it was on, and now you can see that the plug portion of the harness is extending just below that little piece, and it is out of the weather. Once my valance is on there, it is completely out of the weather. Alright, once you've done that, very simple, just take your fuse box cover, put that back on, take your cover piece here, slide it into the tabs, put that back on, put your little fasteners back in, put your valance back on, and you're good to go. That's it. Ride hard, ride safe. If you get to Florida, give me a shout. We'll hook up and I'll buy you a beer.